gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know ball like that yet. I'm getting there, but I don't know. But I know this isn't ball. It's that time of the year. Football. I never really understood it until Joe Burrow came around, and I was like, man, this guy is like a sexual awakening. He is good at football, and he is also hot, and now I understand football, and yeah, I guess I went on a tangent there, but him, and as of every Thursday, it's Thursday night football, but this time it was the Dolphins versus the Bills, and I figured, hey, maybe I should see that other football thing that comes out this Thursday, him. And it's like, was he really him? Kinda, kinda. My first initial reaction of the first trailer of the movie was, wow, this is a horror football movie and it looks really bad. And then the second trailer came out and I was like, wow, this football movie that is also a horror movie might have some sauce. And I feel like my feelings are kind of in between those after watching that. Do I think it deserves a 30% rating on Rotten Tomatoes? No, but it's kind of it's cool. It's close. Now, before we get into the summary of the movie, I just want to talk about the things I like first, just to set a little like be nice first. Constructive criticism. The main dude, I think his name is Tyreek Withers from my phone that I'm reading. Cameron Cade. The dude is a good actor and he's hot, so it was really easy to watch him. Um, I'm not even gay. I'm
Stop the
just a guy,
cap.
and I just think he's an attractive dude. Do I think he looks like a quarterback? No, he looks like he belongs on a Calvin Klein commercial. Like seriously, which one is he? Which one is he? You guys wouldn't even know. I don't even know. But at least that was there. Um, him was kind of pretty. Like it was I like the title cards. Um, the photography was like okay. I mean, it's good, but I'll get into my gripes with that in a bit. I guess I like that it was kind of categorized, or like it had set chapters. I like when movies do that. Weapons did that. Um, I'm really reaching here, guys. I'm sorry. So now that we're doing the summary, just realize there's spoilers because it's a summary. It opens up with a kid watching a football game and his family's really excited for it. Whoa, cool. American Family stuff. Um, yeah, it was pretty. Then all of a sudden, the main quarterback, who's like supposed to be the GOAT, Tom Brady, whoever you want to consider the GOAT, I don't care. He's the one with 7 rings. Um, Wins the game, but also just has a really bad injury, which looks career ending, and it's somehow not. Cool. That's okay. Realism out the window, but that's fine. It's not supposed to be realistic. It's supposed to be culty and stuff. So, all right. Then this kid's dad pretty much is like, "Hey, son, be a man. We're gonna make you a quarterback." And then it just cuts to like him being older, and now he's like a quarterback. His dad died in action because he was a military dude. Because man. And then yeah, he ends up going back to his hometown after college, after being a really good college football dude. He gets to pretty much go to he gets offered to be in the draft of like their version of NFL. I guess I don't remember what it's called because it was all whack. But but yeah, it was like straight poop out of the butt. He ends up practicing late at night, throwing at the field goal posts because he has good accuracy and is a good quarterback or whatever. And then like the football does the weird like what is the movie that did it? Um, Nope. When the ballerina has the shoe and it's just upright, the football just keeps spinning. So he goes and checks it out. Of course, another weird speculation metaphor. People want to watch spectacles. I guess I don't fucking care for it. Sorry for the language, but he picks up the football. Mascot dude hits him in the head. Boom. Now he has a weird pigskin football stitch on his head, and they're like, wow, he's not going to do the draft training, so people don't want to pick him up, even though people do that apparently anyways when people are injured. From what I've heard. Yeah, I'm sorry, this is not very descriptive at the moment. I just want to preface with I'm just learning now how to watch football and understanding it, so I am not the best, but at least I'm trying, okay? At least I'm trying. Anyways, he goes to a party, he's pretty upset because his head hurts and he looks like that. And then he gets a phone call from his agent, and his agent's like, hey dude, I got you a chance to go with the Saviors, the team that your goat, your dad's your dad, the dude your dad glazed all your life, wants to work with you and train with you for like 2 weeks or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And then he goes, and then that's when things become kind of fuck ass, you know? So he ends up going into this weird, like, fortitude, you know, I guess football, Fortress of Solitude, like in Superman. There's some weird, cracky fans that were on, like, black tar heroin in front of this concubine, I think I'm saying it right, and then they're like, oh, I hate you, you can never replace him, you can't do nothing. Basically, they make him look like a Roblox version of any AAA rated video game ever, and they're mad about it. And you know what? It's valid. And then he goes into this freaking weird fortress, and he meets his hero, which, you know, never meet heroes. Kind of went into the movie realizing it was going to be one of those movies, and then he's weird. You know, he's just a weird dude. We knew he was a weird dude coming in, and yeah. Then they end up doing some training stuff. He does some weird training things, which involves a dude getting hit by a football if his receivers don't catch his ball. Pretty freaky. They inject him with a bunch of his goat's blood. What's that dude's name in the movie? I think it's like Shaun White. Isaiah White is the Tom Brady of this movie. And yeah, they inject blood into the protagonist because it's this whole idea of warrior blood being passed on. And it's just like, yeah, cool. Then you just go into a series of like different chapters where it's just like weird stuff happening, very biblical, religious, over the top religious, dare I say, stuff about a transition in power between Isaiah White and Cameron Cade. And then, yeah, that's about it. He ends up talking to the owner of the Saviors, the team that he wants to be in, and then they end up like drugging him or something, and then he wakes up in the fortress again and has a gladiator battle with Isaiah White, you know, straight up just like raw dogging it. And then of course he wins, and then he comes out of the gladiator ring because somehow the door shut automatically, and was like, hey, I'm here. And the owners were like, sign the contract now, dude, congratulations, you're the coolest dude in the world now, my goat. And he was like, nah, I'd win. And then he just mutilated him, you know, just destroyed him. Went on a Mordhau Chivalry 2 run and just had a streak of kills, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, I like that part. That was cool too, I guess. I should have included that in that, but this is pretty much the end. And yeah, he's just kind of like, it was one of those like victim gets his get back thing, and then he is him, and he is him. And yeah, that was the end of the movie. Now it's time to get into what I really don't like about this movie, which is kind of a lot of it. It's just it doesn't go well together. It does not mesh well together. Like, I understand horror football, cool. It's a cool concept. We got it somehow before GTA 6. That's fine. But then you get into the really football aspect of it, and you're like, man, this could be a really cool football movie. And then you get into the real like horror aspect of it, and you're like, oh, this could be a really good horror movie. But then you're like, oh, it's about football, or it's about religion, and it's just really stupid because they kind of negate each other. Maybe it's just me, but I just don't take football as seriously as like religion and I wouldn't put religion in the exact same category as football. Like I get the whole idea of like football is like a religion to some people, but it's just stupid. Just it's stupid. If football is your life like that, I'm sorry. You know, I don't mean to offend you, but I'm sorry. Sorry for you. But I feel like this movie often just like strays away from football, and then you kind of forget that like this is about football, and then it takes away all seriousness of all this. Like I get that it's like The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It's about drive. It's about power, but it's football. It's not Jesus. It's a game, and that's a guy who's like actively watching football at least 3 times a week. You know, that's coming from me. But what do I know? It's cool having religious metaphors, but they are literally just going like and just shoving it down your throat. There's this scene where it's like literally just the Last Supper, but it's with these guys, like with the football dudes, and it's just really cringe. Like, oh my gosh. I know I complain about like pretentious movies, but this is just like I want to think. Like give me something. It's just so in your face. Like I get it. Bible, religious stuff. It's a cult. Football. Yeah, one of the things, one of the biggest lines in this movie is Isaiah White going, "Yeah, usually it's God, family, football, but for me, it's football, family, then God." And it's just like I paid money to get into this theater. Did you guys just hear that? It's like an SNL skit. Anyways, the sound design was alright. Cinematography again was alright, but kind of also just kind of in your face wanting to be a pretty movie. It's okay. I have no complaints about movies wanting to be pretty. It's just kind of when it's done like that so many times, it's just like do something more creative, I guess. I just think that, especially with the ending too, it's all just kind of been done. I mean, like having the victim get the redemption, I've just seen done better in like Midsommar. Even Hereditary, where he kind of reclaims himself. It's just kind of like companion. It's been done better and has a better story and dialogue that I just like. It wasn't redeeming enough for me to actually be like, oh, this movie Saving Grace was the third act, because all of it was a huge Hail Mary. It's not like I'm saying I didn't want this movie to exist or I don't think it needs to exist. I just think it's a movie that's kind of just there. It takes a lot from other films, and it isn't refreshing enough for it to actually be something substantial, at least in my opinion. One thing that I do think was interesting too was a lot of scenes used like the exoskeleton or X-ray, which I think is cool. However, this is not Mortal Kombat, nor is that scary, nor is it really like. It was cool to see, but it didn't add anything. I get it. He had a brain injury. I get it. Football is really hard on your body, but like, you're also gladiators. God, F out of here, guys. So yeah, overall, yeah, he's not him. This movie was not him. You're not that guy, pal. Monkey Productions is not that guy, pal. Jordan Peele is becoming more and more. I'm already not a huge fan of his movies, but more, um, not him. And yeah, you're better off watching commercials of Baker Mayfield. So thank you again for watching this video. If you feel differently from me, comment below why. And thank you for watching. Like and subscribe because please. And thank you.